We shared this example in one of the previous Articulate eLearning Heroes weekly challenges, and I'll put the link for that below this video here in YouTube. But the point of this video is to show how to work with the morph transition in Storyline 360 and really create a seamless look between your slides. On my screen right now, I have all of our Yukon Learning training offerings that we have. When I hover over any of the items, they have a hover state, and when I click on them, I'm taken to a slide that has more information about that particular training. I can click on the other icons, get more information about those sessions, and this seamless transition, the movement of those items between slides, is that morph transition. If I click on the icon for the training session that I'm currently on, it will all go back to that main menu. So let's take a look at how all of this is built. Under the hood, this is a fairly simple project. There's one main menu slide that branches to all of the other slides that give more information about our training offerings, and that slide just has triggers that will take you to the other slides when the user clicks on any of those icons. So if I look at my first one here, Storyline, jump to slide Storyline when the user clicks on my Storyline image. Underneath that Storyline image is an oval. And if I nudge that Storyline picture out of the way there, you'll see that that oval is really the same color as my Storyline icon. And same thing if I were to nudge my Rise icon out of the way. All of my icons have circles behind them that match the color of the icon for the course that I'm going to click on. The reason for those circles is that when I click on, for example, that Storyline icon, and it jumps me to my Storyline slide, there's a big circle here on this Storyline slide, and that's that circle that was moving. So I'll show you the preview again. We'll just preview the entire project. And watch what happens when I click on the Storyline icon. Both the icon and that circle are going to move into place onto my Storyline slide. So that's all we have to do to put on our main menu slide and then use the correct transition between those two slides. And I'll show you that next. I've deleted those elements from my Storyline slide, and I've also deleted the trigger that links my main menu slide here to that Storyline slide. So if I were to look at Story View, that Storyline slide's just hanging out there by itself. We need to recreate the link between this menu and that slide. I need to create a new trigger, and I want to jump to my title called Storyline when the user clicks on that Storyline icon. I now have the branching set back up, so it is going to take me to the Storyline slide. And when I look at my Storyline slide here, the critical thing to make all of that seamless transition work is that my transition on this slide is set up as morph. This is a newer feature to Storyline, so if you don't see it in your transitions tab there at the top, you may need to make sure that you are on the latest version of Storyline. But I have my transition set to morph. Back on that main menu slide, I have my trigger set up. And now I need to take those two items, that Storyline icon and my oval that's behind the Storyline icon. I'll select both of those things. And I'm just going to do a copy, Control C, and come back over to my slide about our Storyline training. Now I'm going to paste those onto this slide. So I'll just do a Control V and paste those items. And I'll move my Storyline icon. I'll also maybe make it a little bit smaller. Let's move that oval out of the way. Make my Storyline icon smaller. I think it's about this size. And what I'm going to do with this oval is make it really big. I'm going to move it behind my content that I have on the screen here. And I'm also going to adjust the format of that oval. So if I want to right click on it and format the shape, really what I'm looking to do is increase the transparency of it just so that it's looking quite a bit lighter. This object needs to be the same object as was on my menu slide. That's how Morph really functions best, is when you're going between slides, taking the same exact item, copying and pasting it in between the slides. My last step here is to make this a button that would go back to my main menu. So I want to jump back to my menu when the user clicks on that Storyline 360 logo. And now if I preview this entire thing again, that morph should function between my Storyline slide and my main menu. When I click on the icon, those items move and show me the slide with the information about our Storyline Basic and Advanced training. When I click on it again, it moves back to the main menu, and all of these icons function the same way. That's how the new morph transition in Storyline 360 works, and that's how we built this animated morph menu of all of our training options here at Yukon Learning.